Welcome back to Divinity 648. This is a collective, general type of reading based on the influences from this current moon phase, right? Like just stepping out of full moon, we are going to be receiving lots of energy shifts over the next 7 days. The Cancerian energy coming forward for the moon placement is pushing in deliverance of abundance in a lot of different ways. Um, and this is obviously divine timing, right? What's meant to be is always going to be. And that's the overall energy being pushed down with all this energetic shifts from the moon. Okay, so for those of you who have been going through an ascension process, for those of you who have been realizing perspective changes have been continuous over the last several months, and you've been having this feeling of longing for a different type of environment at home. And home doesn't necessarily mean the place that you live right now. It's that person, place, situation, goal that makes you feel complete inside, right? Home is where the heart is. Home is an emotional state of um, overall fulfillment. So wherever that is, um, you are being guided. You are given the resources. Basically, you are getting that green light, that flag of final lap has been waved a long time ago for you, showing you that, that longing that you have, whatever it is finally not so much in reach, but it's already in your hands. It's past the fingertips. It's in your palms. So just close down on that. Take the steps, take that leap. Don't be afraid to pursue whatever that feeling is. A lot of people, depending on what wave you're on too, a lot of people are coming into this understanding that the key here is to be complete, it's to be whole, right? It's that I'm not focusing on what other people are doing or not doing, or who's in my life or who's not in my life. I'm focusing on being whole. I'm focusing on being happy, right? It's that perspective change where the things that disrupt your peace, that disrupts your happiness, you have eliminated it or actually taken necessary steps to set stricter, thicker boundaries. And that radiates a different type of vibration off of you when you're coming into contact with people. It's that Empress or Emperor phase that is just glowing, and it's very beautiful. And that's attracting counterparts too, right? The right counterparts. Um, and some of the wrong, right? Obviously, those of the past um, karmics love to ride the coattail. It's not a priority to associate with you based on your dynamic when things are in their favor, okay? But now, when the karmics see that things are actually in your favor, right? When the tables turn, they're going to be gravitating towards you. So it's important while you're radiating all this gorgeous, incredible energy for doing that inner work that you remember who's a karmic and who's not. And remember, karmics like to disguise themselves as everything and anything you've ever wanted, right? It's your temptation. It's oh my God, this is definitely too good to be true. And then when you're finally comfortable and you've given into this karmic dynamic, they show you their true colors, which is a freaking nightmare. But, right? But karmics, The difference between a karmic and a non-karmic, right, is when you can see how much you can tolerate. If they, giving you their worst, and you're like, I can handle this, I can appreciate, like, I can move forward from this, then that's not really a karmic. They're giving you their worst, and they're not getting worse than that, right? It's like an extended period of time has come over, and I can see that they're not getting worse. Like, that was their worst. They're actually doing better. That's not a karmic. A karmic is when you showed me kittens and rainbows, and then when I took you home and settled you in, all I get are Dungeons and Dragons. That's a karmic. A karmic is someone who time goes by, they start to do better, but then they go right back into the same habits over and over and over again. Karmics, no matter how hard they're trying, they just can't change, right? They're made of that sulfur energy. They're made of that, I can't do this anymore. And you can be in a counterpart relationship or dynamic with someone who is not a karmic, but also not your partner. Meaning, yeah, they're getting better, but that feeling's just not there, right? Like, there's levels to this. So back to the channeling, doing that inner work and radiating that beautiful vibration is bringing you the correct type of partner, right? It's like whatever felt like home is now yours. It's been yours, but now your perspective is like, okay, this is actually achievable. There's a lot of 111 synchronicities. There's the 4-6 synchronicities, the 7-3, or the 12. 10s, those numbers should be popping up. 296, 262. Those numbers are going to constantly be jumping out. And if they do, pay attention to that, right? Pay attention. If you're seeing these numbers, you need to understand that your thoughts, your vibrations are instantly manifesting, right? So when you're thinking sad, depressed, listening to sad songs, you're instantly shifting your vibration in such a manner because the energy is that potent right now, right? So it's like, keep the thoughts positive, picture yourself in the desired outcomes, and you'll see them actually unfolding. Uh, Karmic justice is here too, right? Like really here, in a sense where you're standing your ground, you are laying those boundaries very clearly, and you're not allowing yourself to be limited in any way, right? Excuse me. And now karmic justice has been delivered. It actually showed up November 30th, right? That was like the final deliverance that needed to come through. And that created a whole new dynamic. It's like, throw the book away. You are in a completely different series, okay? A different timeline. We're not continuing past tendencies and behaviors. We've made a conscious decision to do better this time around. We've made a conscious decision to keep our vibrations higher and to pursue the things that are fulfilling, the things that, we have that inner conflict about every single night, right? Like, this doesn't feel good. I don't like this. I wish this was the case. We're no longer just wasting hours of sleep on this. We're tangibly, physically taking actual steps and actions because we're tired of feeling that defeat. We're tired of feeling that burdensome energy internally because we're not pursuing, that home feeling. Someone or a good portion of uh, water signs, a good portion of water soul energy, right? Reality check. It's like you're leveling up, and you're taking you're taking necessary steps. It's like you're building yourself up, or um, kind of overcoming any type of insecurity or fear or um, low vibrational energy. You're kind of like pushing your way through it, getting a grip over it, so that way you can come forward to someone who actually means something to you and present something tangible that you've been conflict over. You're putting an end to that, old way of being, old way of thinking. You're putting an end to anything that has been an obstacle. You're kind of just trampling right over it. And you're looking at the finished products. And this all comes because you overcame mental obstacles, mental burdens, mental restrictions. You're now able to ground the outcome and actually make it a reality instead of it being stagnant in your mind. A lot of people in the romance side of things, it's like you've got your person within your reach and nobody can kind of keep you from them. Um, there's like this cord or this tie that no matter how hard it gets severed, how many times it gets severed, it just keeps coming right back. And it's like you feed another in a it's like an entirely different type of energetic exchange between the two of you. So this is how you understand that it is not a karmic relationship, because no matter what's going on in the background, no matter who uh, was doing what, trying to manipulate what situation, the bottom line is you guys just can't be kept apart from each other. And it's noticed and it's discussed. It's discussed by outside individuals who are aware of whatever's been going on. They see it, they acknowledge it, and the other person or whatever was the obstacle or the blockage or the interference has been it's low vibrational. It's kind of been pulled away. It's no longer in the dynamic. It's a thing of the past, right? It's now like in the mental state. It's something that just needs to be mentally worked through. It's no longer a physical obstacle or obligation that is um, tangibly in the way, right? And for whatever those reasonings are. So collectively, this new energy, this emperor vibration that the moon has delivered, that karmic energy has harvests. People are consciously making decisions to completely change everything about their lives, pursuing things that actually have meaning and fulfillment to them versus inner conflict at night. And a lot of people are feeling abundant. And this is those who have been in alignment with self. These are those who are trusting their intuition and following that. And clearly, if you are vibrating on a low vibration and you're doing things deceitfully, this is clearly not a reading for you. You would be on the other end of this, where you need to make these conscious decisions, right? If you haven't been standing in white light and being genuine to those around you, and I'm not talking about being in a third party relationship. I'm talking like consciously making decisions that went against your intuition. Then you are going to go through a series of events that are going to force you into, making changes, you know, being more in alignment with karmic law. I don't care who anybody is. Karmic law is not something to be defied. No one escapes karmic law. So justice is coming. And if you know that you've been on the lower side of things, you need to take the following events that are unfolding and understand that that is your karmic return. Everyone should be getting some type of beautiful outcome in some way, somehow. The goal is to focus on the lesson and understand how you can change and grow from it, right? Everyone's going to get these perspective changes regardless the vibration or wave that you're on, right? Your mind is going to come into alignment with karmic law regardless of where you're at, and you're going to have no choice but to reflect accordingly and move forward, pushing forward. So if you haven't been following divine order and your intuition and doing good by others, you're going to be put in a situation where you have no choice but to start doing so now. You will be humbled. Regardless, everyone should be getting humbled. It's going to be the final energy. It's that life doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to live in toxicity. So that is collectively the influence that's coming through. And depending on your placements, depending on your birth chart, this is going to be that influence in the various placements or the various houses. You just have to see how it's going to apply for you, right? This could be a career situation where instead of it being a romantic partner, it's an actual business opportunity. This could be a living situation, or whether or not you're deciding to move to another state, pursuing that desired outcome and maintaining a positive focus is the key to having the most appropriate outcome. Fighting it, not being realistic, that is where you're going to hit walls and obstacles and tower card moments where you're going through things that you don't have to go through simply because you weren't following karmic law. To schedule a private session, you can go to divinity648.com, select Divinity648 on the home screen for booking now. All sessions are booked online. I am not seeing any clients in office right now due to COVID-19. Everything is available by video chat or audio calling. Sessions can be recorded. You have to discuss that with me before the session begins. And that's it. Enjoy your December.